Hello, friends. How are you? How's your day so far? We're continuing for another day or so talking about connection, and today's connection is to each other. So, we're going to be sensing into that a little bit. I know that sometimes it's easier to not feel that connection. Sometimes we kind of can't help ourselves. Maybe we're in a place that we're feeling kind of separate, like this. Maybe there's some loneliness, um, some separation that's happened. And even in those moments, one of my teachers said to me, not that long ago, I was going through some conflict, and he said, being in conflict is actually one of the most intimate places that we can be with someone. And that is a lot to unpack, so we don't have to. But, but I do think that it shows that, sometimes we find it easier to kind of have this us and them. The world kind of gives that to us in many ways, especially right now. And how can we find a way where it's just us? We're all here and we're all here together. And the degrees of together might be different. But today I'm asking you not to kind of judge the connections you have with others or comment about how deep they are, because whether you're just passing someone on the sidewalk or you're having a deep conversation with them, connection still lives there, right? We're still walking the same paths and breathing the same air, and that's true through space and time, right? So today we're going to connect in with the breath and connect into this sense of connection with each other. So, thank you for listening. If you haven't set yourself up for meditation, please do. Let's find that comfortable but intentional posture. Sitting tall if you're seated, bringing some length to the spine if you're in another position. Maybe relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the belly. Finding some softness in the scalp and jaw, some relaxation there. Maybe letting the eyes close or resting the gaze just a little ahead of you. And let's start by noticing the breath in this moment. What does it feel like right here, this very breath? And maybe noticing the rise and fall of the chest, starting to sense into the body itself. What does your body feel like today? Maybe starting to notice the mind. Maybe there's some something there, whatever that might be. Maybe there's some resistance to the connection or connections with others. This idea of all of us here together. Maybe there's some joy in it. Maybe there's something else going on that has your mind a little distracted. And then checking in with the heart. What's here? What does it feel like today? And As you're seated here with the breath, maybe noticing once again the connection between these three inside of us, part of us, this body, mind, and heart, one influencing the other and the other. And still staying with the breath, starting to bring your awareness to what's around you. So hearing, maybe noises outside, inside where you are. Maybe you notice the air on your skin, the smell of breakfast cooking. And notice that your body's right here in the middle of it all. You are here in the middle of it all, connected to each part of what's around you kind of immediately. And taking one more step out of ourselves and starting to recognize maybe there's a person, people, kids in the place you are, pets. And sensing into the connection that you have with each of them. Maybe it's just this sense of it, right? There doesn't have to be a commentary about how deep or shallow or whatever other word you might want to use for the connection. But just that there is this connection between us. Maybe sensing into the connection of you and I together here in this meditation, the others who are also listening or have listened, will listen. Maybe sensing into the connection with your neighbors, whether you know them or not, living on the same street maybe. And we're never leaving the breath here. We're staying with the breath as we sense into these connections. And going further out from your neighborhood to the town or city that you're in. So many people you might not know, you might pass in the car, on the street, and never again. But still, connection. And continuing to explore this sense as you move out in the city or place you live, to the state you live in, the country, the world that's all here together. And if going out that far feels like a little much, you can stay. Where's maybe pushing a little bit on the comfort, right? If it's hard to think about your neighborhood a little bit, right? You can feel maybe your immediate neighbors, but the connection with the greater is a little difficult to feel into. Stay right there, or wherever you might have found yourself feeling that way. maybe as you have sensed into some of these connections, a commentary arises. This person has done this and that, and we had this interaction. And we're letting that kind of go and coming right to the foundation. So the baseline of connection, this felt sense that we're here together. And just as we moved out, we're going to slowly move back in. Just kind of drawing your attention, not in a way that kind of ends this feeling of connection, but just the attention, right? Bringing it in from wherever you've been, closer and closer in, until you're here with just the breath for the next couple of minutes. And maybe other things arise, thoughts, feelings, and that's okay. We're just returning to the breath when the distraction arises. And as our time starts to wind down today, let's take our 3 slow, deep breaths. And with each of these, maybe just offering a little gratitude. Maybe it's to a person, maybe it's to your breath. Just offering a little something with each breath. Taking your time. And when you're ready, starting to come into what's next in the day, whatever that might be. I hope that maybe today you can, as you come across people, sense into that connection, whether it's driving your car, walking down the street, interacting with coworkers or friends, just having that felt sense of us belonging to each other, being here together. Thank you so much for being here. Take care.